Still one guy in charge. There's still one guy in charge. There's a hardline heir apparent. I saw they just put somebody temporarily. D&G, whatever his name is, something like that.
Hey, good morning, Larry. So what's the latest?
Percy, Dashchami Rifki, the Pinchas.
Yeah,
דיברתי איתה הבוקר, היא בסדר, ילדים קצת מפחדים, and Max sent his regards. He says he cannot learn this morning. He apologizes. He'll see you B'ezrat Hashem next week.
So where is he staying? He has a miklat?
He has a miklat near the apartment. He says he's back and forth to the miklat.
The sun, 11. It's very, very frightening.
Rifki says the children are all okay, but she has to do what she has to do to make them happy and less nervous. That's all. You could tell the difference in her tone between Friday when we were talking. She was so happy with the bar mitzvah, and now today you could see katzat ala panim.
You can hear it.
Yes, you hear it.
Take out the
So Jimmy Tower brought his son home from Israel to come home before Shabbat.
Yes.
He said was worried about it. And so, a lot of his classmates stayed behind. They were coming home to Shabbat, but they're not coming home. They're staying there.
The airports are closed. Open a second, Masechet Megillah, the beginning here.
By the way, I called
we had about 6, yeah?
I called Steve Edelsberg Erev Shabbat, just the Shabbat Shalom, you know? I said, Steve, when I hear his voice, I mean, I know he's stateside. When I get a recording, I know he's in Israel. I says, I don't mind telling you, I'm relieved to get at your stateside. He says, I'm not sure where I wanted to be.
Steve is in Israel, yeah?
No, he's in.
He's home. He's home.
But I mean, he was debating whether he was in the right place in Brooklyn or in Israel.
Look a second. In the beginning of Perek Levi, Daf Chaf Aleph. We should have more. Okay, I can say it.
That's fine. I wouldn't mind.
No, we definitely have more.
It's fine, Rabbi, please. It's fine.
Daf Chaf Aleph. All the small Gemara, the Palestinian Gemara. Okay, it's not fun. It's fun.
You're in Megillah 21a?
Megillah 21a.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
David, we have the Gemara there, 21a.
Oh, okay.
Masechet Megillah 21a. הקורא את המגילה, בר קורא, who's the בר קורא?
Usually Charlie Tobias.
Charlie. הקורא את המגילה עומד, to be standing, יושב, to be sitting. Good?
Sitting.
Look at the Rashi in the Mishnah. Rashi says, הקורא עומד ויושב. אם רצה, עומד, אם רצה יושב. This is clearly a Mishnah. There's no place to move it. Yes.
Yeah.
But let's look at the Gemara, the first line of the Gemara.
You're in there.
Tana, we look at the Baraita, מה שאין כן בתורה. Ila chat, what do you think? מה שאין כן בתורה. The line we just read in the Mishnah, מה שאין כן, Torah is different. Now, if we read the Mishnah, that the Baal Koreh of the Megillah can be sitting or standing, so מה שאין כן במגילה means, מה שאין כן בתורה means, הוא must be standing, correct? Look at the Rashi. Rashi says, מה שאין כן בתורה, שאין קוראים בתורה בציבור מיושב. Right? So what is Rashi learning the Gemara? So it's clearly, before we look at the Rambam, it's clearly that tomorrow night, if you read the Megillah theoretically, you can be sitting. But Torah, this thing you see doesn't work. Let's go now to the Rambam. They take the Rambam.
When reading the Torah, we're reading it now, we cannot
reason
do it.
reading
No,
the
no,
Torah,
I'm
absolute about
No,
Koreh cannot sit, and if you cannot stand, then not read. I mean, now look a second in the Rambam. Where do you look in Lamed? Look in פרק י"ב מהלכות תפילה, הלכה ט"ז. פרק י"ב מהלכות תפילה, הלכה י"א. This is on קריאת התורה. ספר אהבה, הלכות תפילה. ספר אהבה, הלכות תפילה, פרק י"ב. The Rambam over there is talking, okay, it's not the time, but he's talking about many details of Hilchot Kriyat HaTorah. Good morning, Murad. We're in Rambam Sefer Ahava Hilchot Tefillah, Perek Yud-Bet.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Halacha Yud-Aleph. אין הקורא רשאי להגביה קולו יותר מן המתרגם. The Rambam told us before, by קריאת התורה you have always a translator. והמתרגם לא יגביה קולו יותר מן הקורא. By the Yemenites, till today, you have a translator, and every portion the Baal Koreh reads, every few psukim, the guy translates it not to English, but to Aramaic. Okay. Now, go to skip two lines. Skip two lines. ואין התורגמן נשען, לא לעמוד ולא לקורא. Even the translator cannot lean on the עמוד או בבימה, ולא יתרגם מתוך הכתב אלא בעל פה. Yes?
This is not a Hebrew word, turgaman, right? It's from
תרגום.
oh Hebrew.
לתרגם is
Turgaman sounds like
to translate, yes.
Oh, it might be from the Hebrew.
They have a family name, Turgaman.
Yeah. So they must have
Well,
been translated.
no question about it. Okay. So the Rambam says clearly, yes, that even the Meturgaman, who is not about Koreh, yes, cannot be leaning, he has to be standing, and the Rambam is adding, this is Kriyat HaTorah, this is the point. This is Torah, remember. Now, before you came in, we saw that the Mishnah says that by Kriyat HaTorah, the Megillah, you can be sitting or standing. If you read, you can be sitting or standing. And the Gemara says, Torah is different. You have to stand. So we saw the Rambam clearly, you have to stand. Now remember, if the Mishnah tells us that Megillah is different, so let's see how the Rambam says now, Hilchot Megillah. Let's see the Rambam now, Hilchot Megillah.
Is this where you learn? Is this where you learn why certain people stand by Kriyat Torah or not? Or I understand this is for the reader, but what about the average person who's sitting, who's one of the Sibur?
There is no room to look now, but the Rama, of course, this is the base to the Gemara that every real yeshiva, the one is standing, yes? Kriyat HaTorah, the entire Kriyat HaTorah. Look now with the Rambam in Hilchot Megillah.
Is that Zmani?
Rambam Zmani, Perek Bet, Halacha Zayin. This is why I gave you the brown one.
Yes.
The brown is Madha, Bas Zmanim together.
Yeah, that's Zmani.
Megillah is all the way at the end.
Megillah v'Chanukah.
Megillah v'Chanukah. I told you once why the Rambam combines them. The Rambam named this book Mishneh Torah. The shortest Mishnayot have at least 3 or 4 prakim. So every time the Rambam has a topic and he doesn't have more than 2 prakim, he combines it with that. No, but you have to be consistent with some of the theory.
Like miscellaneous,
Rambam.
like I said there.
You don't
Oh,
wanna
it is
have
money?
any
Okay.
less than 3.
לא, הוא אומר, אני רואה במשניות, קורא לספר שלו משנה תורה, אתה מבין? אז פסוק פרק ב' הלכה ז'. הלכה ח' אוקיי. אוקיי, הלכה, let's go, ז' first.
משובשת.
משובש זה לא כתוב ברור, לא. לוקן הלכה ז', אוקיי? הקורא את המגילה וטעה בקריאתה וקרא קריאה משובשת, he's not reading perfectly right, יצא. לפי שאין מדקדקים בקריאתה. מה הוא אומר? הוא ינסה, זה סתם. בקריאת התורה it's not so, yes?
Yes.
Fine. Because the main idea is the message of the Megillah is consumer
One word of Megillah.
They didn't say if you miss.
Yeah.
Meshubeshet.
Meshubeshet, it's not clear that you get. David, if you understand only French and you come tomorrow night to shul and you hear him greeting, you're Yotze. But you understood, you heard Chinese, yes?
Yeah.
But you're Yotze, why are you Yotze? But the idea is to come together, the Gemara says, in consumerism. Look further. A second. Kraa omed.
Meshubeshet means that he said the right word, but just not properly.
Correct. Exactly. It's exactly what it
Well,
means.
not that he substituted a word with another word. That would
No, קריאה משובשת, exactly the way you said it. קראה עומד, או יושב יצא. Up till here he copied the Mishnah.
Yeah. He's standing or sitting?
ואפילו בציבור. מדובר correct, theoretically you can sit down. אבל לא יקרא בציבור, יושב לקראת תחילה, מפני כבוד לציבור. בסדר רמב"ם, halachically, if you said, you said, but if I prefer not. This is very nice if you learn Rambam. But the Rambam contradicts the Gemara now. The Mishnah clearly said before you came already Mishnah, by Megillah you can stand or sit, and the Gemara says מה שאין כן בתורה. Torah is different. So before we looked at the Rambam, we understood it, yeah? By Megillah you can sit or stand. By Torah you must stand. But if the Rambam is telling you that even by Megillah, כבוד הציבור יקועה, זה קושיה עצומה, זה לא... איך הוא למד את הגמרא?
Requires or prefers?
לא, תזכור, סמי, אבל הרמב"ם זה ספר הלכה, הוא אומר לי הלכה,
No, Medin Megillah Yotze, but he's coming from a different perspective now. Medin Tzibur, this is a Tzibur halacha.
But this is a classic example, every word in the Rambam. תשמע, לא, אבל לא תשמע מה שכתב. The Rambam says, if you listen again to the Lashon of the Rambam, the Lashon of the Rambam is, אבל לא יקרא בציבור.
So you can't make this chumrah. He's making a chumrah.
בציבור לא יקרא. Now, what happens, we had a minyan for Kriyat HaTorah, we started with 10. Balevi, 1 left. Are we continuing reading? Answer is yes. The same as by Tfilah.
We started
Chazarat Hashat to 10 and 1 left, 2 left, 3 left, fine. Someone left in Kriyat Torah, we continue. Now there's no tzibur.
Could you sit?
Can the bar, exactly as you got it, can the bar Korah sit?
Oh.
Torah?
I'm asking you a question.
I would guess probably
Rambam
not.
is telling us, listen carefully,
The way you started,
there's a major difference between Kriyat Torah and Megillah, even according to the Rambam, if you read between the lines. By Torah, it's not because of Kavod HaTzibur, it's because of Kavod HaTorah. So even if you have only 6, and the Torah is being read because we started by 10, don't sit. By Megillah, the only reason he recommends to stand is what? It's Kavod HaTzibur, there's no Tzibur anymore. This is how the Rambam is
Could I ask you a
No, Rabbi.
זה מילה אחת, המילה הזאת שעלתה על השאלה, yes.
If a person is reading the Megillah with the Sibur, not by himself, following along. Now he's reading it. Should he have to stand? If he's,
Whatever they do here, you do.
Oh.
I mean,
I'm following along.
he's saying it's a good point. He's saying the answer is the Rambam answer. The Rambam says about lo yikra b'tzibur. The Rambam clearly says that Paul, who is about Korah, should be standing. See, David's question is that me and you, by listening to him, we're also reading it. But I'm not Korah for others. The Rambam is saying, no, but this is exactly what he means. If you are reading the Tzibur, מה שאין כן בתורה, it's not because of the ציבור. The Rambam says it's the kavod of the Torah requires standing. So even if you don't have now a minyan because some left, you still have to be standing.
So you're saying by a Sefer Torah, it's the chefsa of the Torah that you're standing. So let me ask you, why do we stand by shofar? It's not the chefsa of the shofar, because chefsa of shofar, is it the gavra? What is it? Why do we stand by shofar? What if this is it a parsha kedusha? I don't know. I'm just asking. Why do we stand by shofar?
Okay, but we stand on when we finish the
Rest.
Amidah.
By the Sfaradim, you stand by B'tkiyat shofar. By Ashkenazim, by Amidah,
Performing mitzvah by listening. Aren't we performing mitzvah by listening?
Anyway, you want now to let's leave it for a minute. It's a good question. But your question is eight other mitzvot. When are we standing? Are we not?
That's what I'm asking. Ultimately, that's what I'm asking you.
How come by Baruch Hu, I stand, they sit down? I mean, it's across the board. It's across the board, yes.
So where does one learn that? Where can I see that? Is it?
What?
We sit for the first 30.
Right.
So the question doesn't
by
even stop.
Sfaradim, they sit for the first 30. We stand.
They give us a
Stand.
reason
Everyone
for that,
stands.
the Satan,
Whatever.
give us
The
a
minute they
reason
give
why
you a
it's not
Satan, a
stop.
reason, you know that this is not the reason. I mean, this is not
Why they force to give us a reason? We don't always, okay, you sit. They give us a reason to say.
Yeah, everyone stood. Yeah. But there's no reason. To stand means I'm focusing. The fact that I am. Are you standing in Aseret HaDibrot?
What? No, we don't.
We
Aseret
don't
HaDibrot.
want to give one.
Every
more.
Ashkenazic shul, if not, they say, "Hey, stand up."
Oh. No, but we get out of that because we have the rabbi come up and then
It's
he
your
says
rabbi,
the rabbi. The rabbi
And
came down. So we actually I had that question on Shabbat. So when we read on Shabbat, right? The rabbi took the aliyah. Again, we stood. If the rabbi didn't have the aliyah, would we have stood for it? Because it's a mitzvah say or not? I don't know.
No, we sit. I think so they don't want to show.
We don't
part of the
we don't
Torah is
stand
more
for the Sefer
chashuv
Torah. We
than
don't
another
show
part
one
of it. We don't want to give
What's
more
that?
points.
We never stand for the Sefer Torah.
I'm just saying, let's say
So before
we
Eli,
answer the question on Seder Drop because we always give it to the rabbi.
So look
Right?
a second. Let's Eli.
So-
Look.
Oh, if they give it to the rabbi, if he gets the tochacha, do you stand by the tochacha?
Right.
So look a
It seems
second.
like to me it's always a
Look a
question,
second.
and we get out of the question
Eli,
by
look-
giving it to the
Eli,
rabbi.
look a second. Eli, look a second.
It's not-
Eli, look a second in the
Hard
Gemara.
work.
Eli.
No, that's not either.
Keep this open for you.
Go
Go back to
on
the
same
Gemara.
topic.
Eli.
A rabbi is reading for women. Does he have to stand? Is it considered a sabur in that regard?
If you do it
Don't
in
quote me,
essay,
I just
if
asked.
you read it in essay, the Rambam must be standing.
I hear you. I got the
If
answer.
you do it in other places,
No, he's reading
the
Megillah.
Megillah.
Women minyan. Is it a dome or in a house or
Both. Tzibur.
is it a
The
sabur
point-
or not a sabur?
and most people, when they read the ladies about Korea City,
Yeah. That's why I seem to recall when they some can come to the house with the ladies.
You read for 100 ladies, stand up.
Okay.
look a second.
That was a
go-
related
Go
question.
back
I
to
never
the
saw a Korea. Oh no.
Yeah.
back to the
Sure, they
Gemara.
stand, they
No,
stand.
no,
At
הוא שואל,
home, they
לא.
stand. At home, my son
By-
was sitting down.
באשכנזים, כולם, גם אצל האשכנזים יושבים.
At home,
No, but he's asking if you have a special minyan for ladies.
In the morning, that's
Yeah,
Tuesday
yes,
morning.
yes,
They'll have
yes,
a minyan,
yes,
11
yes,
o'clock.
yes,
Megillah
yes.
reading.
Look now in the
He's probably
Gemara.
standing at
Go
the
back to the
Teva
Gemara.
in the morning.
The main reason, of course, he's telling this because they hear much better. I mean, you have to
Yeah. Also,
go back to the Gemara. You don't read the Gemara. Here's the Gemara. Look at the Gemara. Tanu Rabbanan. Larry back in Daf Chaf Aleph in
5
Megillah.
lines to the bottom.
In
About
the
6
white
lines.
lines. תנו רבנן, ממות משה ועד רבן גמליאל, please listen. לא היו,
the Rav, they used to stand, right?
ממות משה עד רבן גמליאל לא היו לומדים תורה אלא מאומת. You imagine? Every yeshiva that has 500 people, everyone stood all the time from 9 in the morning till 12 at night. אלא מאומת.
I visited the yeshiva when I was in Israel 2 years ago. The boys all stand up the whole day.
No, but this is not
I don't know if it was worth.
משמט רבן גמליאל, ירד חולי לעולם,
Yeah, what?
חולי, people physically,
Strength.
without the stroke, חולי, זה weakness. והיו למדים תורה מיושב, והיינו דתנן, משמט רבן גמליאל, בטל כבוד התורה.
Oh.
So then that's your end of your argument. The argument goes away then.
I'm going back to answer your question.
This is the second reason?
In the Ashkenazic yeshivot only. No, but everyone is standing by Kriyat Torah, at least by Kriyat Torah, which is a short Kriyat, 20-25 minutes. Let's go back to Mimot Rabban Gamliel.
The whole time.
There isn't any Ashkenazic yeshiva that the Rosh Yeshiva gives a shiur and is sitting down. I'm not talking about 20 minutes about Torah. A shiur. Rosh Yeshiva is always standing. Why?
The rest of them have to stand up.
Because you see that learning Torah originated as, and why is that? Because it says by Matan Torah b'chol ha'am, everyone was standing around. I told them, every time I think about it, I went to my children one Shabbat, I go to, after Seudah Shlishit to shul, and I hear a eulogy. I said, Shabbat, the son of Rockefeller converted about 70 years ago.
70?
70.
He lives in Lakewood.
I tell you את כל הזה, את כל האינפורמציה, then he moved to Israel. He was in Israel about 4 years. At the end of his life, he came back to Lakewood and he begged everyone. I'm here. Anyway, when he died, he's a convert. He wanted everyone in shul to hear who the man was, the Jew. I'll never forget it. For the first 7 years after his conversion, every time we learned Chumash or Gemara, I was standing. I said, I can't. This is
Too holy.
Hashem gave it to me. How can I sit down?
Rockefeller's son? What is this? Midrash?
Not Midrash.
What are you talking about?
I'll introduce you to his grandchildren.
I heard it from the rabbi
They
before.
made sure that no one talks about it, but they come back. It's very famous. Every Purim, Batel type, skates. He used to make him happy for half an hour.
So and when did he die?
What?
What year did he die?
About 2-3 years ago, in Lakewood, in America, he begged everyone.
How do we not hear this? Grandson somewhere.
הבן שלו, לא הנכד שלו. זה כבר, הוא אימד ב-70, 50. לא, זה נכד, ככה אתה שומע, Sammy, after I heard it, I couldn't take a coffee when I learned it for a couple.
Which Rockefeller?
It's real Judaism. Not the Mishpacha Judaism, neither the Yated, no Amodia,
It was like this.
no Ami.
Gets out.
בלייקווד כל אחד ידע מזה, כן? הוא ביקש שלא ידברו על זה. הוא היה יהודי אמיתי, כן?
So that's David Rockefeller's son.
I'm not sure if it's here. I'm not sure which. No, I remember. Can you imagine David giving eulogy in the shul on Shabbat? Not eulogy, the biggest sichat musar you hear in your life. He only told stories about his life. But, here, this is it. He said, how can I learn? Larry, this is the answer to your question. All the Ashkenazi yeshivot, kulam omdim tamid b'kriyat haTorah, yes? Now, in Aseret HaDibrot, the reason why...
But it says Batel Kavod Torah. So that should mean that...
I stand all day. I cannot stand on my feet from 9 o'clock in the morning till approximately 10:30 at night. They used to stand all the time. If you really want to appreciate the Gemara, which of course we never do, is... give me one Gemara Brachot, because everyone knows it. I'll just read it. Do you remember what happened after Rabban Gamliel? Rabban Gamliel was removed from being the Nasi.
Yes.
You remember Rabban Gamliel was removed from being Nasi. Remember what happened?
Yoshua, too hard.
Right. So they took Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, right?
Then they put him back.
Wait. This is the part of the story we remember good, but there is a part we don't connect to the real stuff here. Anyway, so remember, so he's removed, yes? The chief to.
Couldn't find it.
Looking up.
If you want, I'll give you a copy of his tombstone.
Kulo doesn't know that.
No, they don't.
No one knows, but this is האיש הזה ביקש כל החיים שלו, ואני...
What is his name?
Look at it, the Hebrew name, I don't know.
Yitzhak. I know, kidding.
Anyway, listen. Now you look in Berachot 28. Listen, Tana, listen carefully, Eli, you know the Gemara, Eli. Tana, אותו היום that Rabban Gamliel died, is, you let everyone in. סילקו לשומר הפתח,
400 benches.
ונתנה להם רשות לתלמידים להיכנס. שהיה רבן גמליאל מכריז ואומר, כל תלמיד שאין תוכו כברו לא ייכנס לבית המקדש. It's called he was selective. Yes? The day that he was removed, ההוא יומא התווספו כמה ספסלים, many benches were added, because many more students came. אמר רבי יוחנן, פליגי באבא יוסף בן יוסטאי ורבנן. אחד אמר התאספו 400 benches. אחד אמר 700. Who cares about the benches? Tell me another 1,000 students came. I need a comfortable chair to learn. Understand? In the time of Rabban Gamliel, you came to learn. You learn, you stand. Okay, now let everyone in. We can't see them. I cannot see them.
Added benches, that means there were benches before.
למה הגמרא מדגישה כמה ספסלים? Tell me how many students. Let's assume 4 are sitting on a bench. 400 to 1,600. It was food. It was for seafood. I thought he learns. איפה היה מקום? He learns. Sammy says it was 4 means they had, let's say, 100 before, they had 400. The commentators say the Gemara emphasizes Safsalim. Those who came in are not very motivated. I'm coming to become a rabbi. To sit down, yes.
Chair takes more space than a bench.
Chair to sit down.
Takes more space than a bench.
Please remember it's Rabban Gamliel. You forgot. It's the same Rabban Gamliel.
Same one that made everybody stand.
The same one that was selective is your coming in. You have to be very serious. Don't take me to MIT because I'm black or Hispanic.
Not DEI.
Take me because of my numbers, because of my achievements. This is exactly what we do. This is the thought about you. Who am I? Let the best come in. Not only best by IQ, the best who are sincerely motivated, and other ideas of learning is not by them. This is the same Rabban Gamliel. So let's go back. The question was, anyway, Larry, but this is across the board. By Sfaradim, when you say Baruch between right before Yotzer Or, everyone is sitting. I stand up half. Baruch Hashem HaMevorach, I have to be standing, yes? אבל זה אותו דבר, בקריאת התורה מרן זה...
You don't like my דיוק?
לא, it's interesting, אני לא מתווכח. לא, זה פעם ראשונה שאני שומע את זה, כששמעתי את זה, התווספו, זה השאלה, מה פירוש המילה, התווספו. You hear Larry what he says, התווספו means הוסיפו. להוסיף הפירוש, 50 before, זה מעניין מאוד. Like, can you check it? All the edition כתוב המילה התוספו.
But itosfu means they probably, it sounds like it's a hit pile they took for themselves. Not that they added, I don't know the grammar of Aramaic, but itfotsu, why don't they so
Very good. but אלה שבאו עם הספסל, זה מה שהוא אומר. הנוספים באו.
Good.
Point counterpoint.
No, left, to be honest. Of course there were benches there for the older people, for the sick people, but ככה פה, some will call it Midrash. But it's interesting.
400.
Now you look a second. If you have all the dishes of the he has always dishes.
And he says, and Rabbi Steinzelt says, "Musaparki ahu yoma itosfu oto hayom nosfu kamas falim salim beit midrash."
Okay, this is the way
Point for Sam.
Sammy said. Okay, let's go back.
It doesn't work. There's something wrong with the words. You got to look at the Gisarot.
I could look for a minute. Is it
Yeah.
okay,
One word here can change the meaning of
the context.
Class,
Yeah.
just on these
Yeah,
400.
normally this is the style of the Ben Yoyada. Ben Yoyada Tamid, it says there are no numbers by chance. We should call not only in the Bible.
Gemara, throughout the Gemara.
Gemara, this is the Chidush. Is כל מספר שיש, הוא אומר, יש לזה איזה משמעות.
Rabbi, et chata'ai ani maskir hayom. So I was learning the Rambam where he says you can't get paid, you can't take everything.
Oh, this Perek Gimel. Eli once have a shiur on this for many years. Said the Rambam that the man should go walk and not take tzedakah.
So now I forced that. I was learning in Ateret in those days, Sunday morning.
Till they threw him out.
No, this story.
But you learn the Rambam without the Kesef Mishnah, the longest Kesef Mishnah Rambam is like this.
If somebody not tochol kibaro, he doesn't want him. So now I leave at like 11:30, 12, and I take one of these and I put it on every table. Nobody sees me. Okay. Now 1 o'clock, 1:30, they're praying and they're gonna go home. And somebody says, "What's this?" They're Sutton. Sutton. They go to Chaim Yosef. Your friend Sutton, look what he put here. Chaim Yosef, he's so smart. He calls everybody here. This Rambam, you just go like that? You think this Rambam?
This is Chaim Yosef at his best.
He says, anybody who now today you stop, you're gonna go home and read a baseball game or read the newspaper.
You have no right to take it.
This Rambam counts. Only the one that's
You realize what he
said.
said.
What he said.
Now, if you have time to watch a baseball game, don't take money from the collector because this is not what the money is for.
you can't
So with
override
the
this
Rambam-
Rambam if you're a regular when you go home, you read the newspaper a little bit, you watch the baseball game, then this
So
Rambam counts.
what was the outcome? They canceled the salaries?
And send my Korash.
Rabbi Prague.
That's what I say. What they threw him out?
But you realize what he's really doing because of Kesef Mishnah. Sammy, the longest Kesef Mishnah is on this Kabbalah. הוא מביא שכולם חולקים עליו.
Different world today.
Chaim Yosef, no, he translated it in a very smart way, you realize? Translated it by saying, if you're really...
He makes a musad and nobody can say a word.
שום דבר. לא, ונתן להם מוסר שעד הוא היה יכול להגיד להם. This way, if you watch the Super Bowl, תלך מפה.
Rabbi Prague. Rabbi Prague.
That's a good, yeah, I'm sorry, yes.
I went what you did. I looked at the variants and it's itosfu with a yud after the aleph, no difference. Itosfu in Minchen and no, in Minchen
Most
it's
editions of
nitosfu.
say it
different
was
versions.
full.
Nitosfu in Minchen. Otherwise, they're all the same.
It's bias. Interesting. I'm going to ask tomorrow experts in language. This you have to be an expert in language. זה מאוד באמת מעניין, אני הולך להסתכל על זה. I have many commentators on the Gemara. So the answer number one is again, the question of the Rambam was, the Mishnah says, במגילה you can be sitting. The Gemara says, מה שאין כן בתורה, the Rambam is adding to us that even by מגילה, מפני כבוד הציבור, should be standing. The question is, so what's the difference? The difference is, if you have now 8 or 9 people, another fascinating of community is, going back to your shofar, by Ashkenazim, we stand by shofar, yes?
Every tekiah, everyone.
Okay, כולם.
All 101.
Now the question is, can I lean on the standard in front of you?
Oh,
Every time standing is required.
You're taking away from the standing, you mean?
It's not standing.
What is leaning?
If you
Leaning
pull
is
it
not.
away, fall
Sammy,
not
Sammy, leaning, listen, I'm saying it to my class a million times. This is what Gemara is about. Let's define what is leaning. I'm not sitting, but I'm not standing either.
You said if you pull it away,
Standing
you
means
fall
on
down.
your own two
Says
feet.
the halacha, says Mishnah Berurah in various places, and Amidah, don't ever lean on anything. If they take it away, you wouldn't be able to stand, correct?
Amidah, we never link.
Amidah. Even, Lama, because by Amidah, what you need is standing, not sitting. Shomea Tov? Now, what happens by Kriyat Torah? What happens by Megillah? The Rambam recommended not to be seated. Can I lean when I read or not? The answer is yes.
Oh, there's a difference.
So here's the point. If the Amidah is to show
Standing
Kavod
is
Torah is standing,
No matter
not
what.
sitting.
No
Where's the
variations.
Yofis?
But Megillah,
This is how you define. You see,
the subtlety.
no, because very often we read, we like bulks of halachot, but what is the definition? Definition is kavod hatzibur. Kavod hatzibur is don't be sitting. I'm leaning. I'm not sitting.
If Rabbi, it's part of the halacha on the Torah is that if you're in the reshut of the Torah, that you have to stand. Now, when you put it down, when it's in the Teva or whatever, it's in its own reshut. Now, is the Baal Koreh then in the reshut of the Torah, and that's why maybe he has to stand? I mean, even the person who goes up to the
No,
Aliyah.
this is not the reason.
No.
Now I'll tell you a very important halacha. How come every bima
40 inches above
is at least 40 inches?
waist high.
Because otherwise, everyone in the car will have to be
Because
standing
it'd
all
be in the
time.
same reshut as the Torah.
But since 10 tefachim high counts as Reshut HaYachid, right? This is why when the Sefer Torah reaches,
You could say.
what's it?
But it's on the
You
Teva.
walk the Sefer Torah back to the Aron Kodesh. The Aron Kodesh is
up.
the Reshut for
Right,
Yeah,
itself.
but till it gets there,
So says the Aruch HaShulchan, theoretically speaking, if the Sefer Torah was placed already in the Aron, you don't have to stand anymore. You can sit down.
Yeah,
Why?
but even we're talking like
Separate.
the Ilah or
When it's open, you don't have to stand.
yeah.
זה מה שהוא
because
אומר.
it's on a place.
ככה הוא אומר, out of כבוד people do it, but הוא אומר, the idea of standing is, this is a Rambam. Every,
Huh?
Nobody stood in there from the week.
In the old days, we didn't
When I
stand.
was a kid, nobody stood.
no, but this is the reason,
Whole
because,
shul stood.
no, because the
I know.
Sefer,
I sit still, but.
Yeah.
no, because the
No,
Sefer
not the
Torah,
only one.
because the Sefer,
It's at its own place, its own
Only the
level.
sun, it's only the sun. Well, we go back to why they stopped. Could you tell me the two
no,
reasons again?
the Gemara says, חולשה, ירד חולשה.
Khulsha.
חולשה means physically, it's difficult.
The mindset changed so that in the physical.
The physical,
Okay,
not
that's.
The
no,
physical.
but ככה הגמרא אומרת, ככה הגמרא אומרת.
Is it analogous,
What's the
Rabbi?
second reason?
לא, לא כתוב סיבה, לא, אני רק...
One reason only?
לא, זה הסיבה, כי הגמרא אומרת כש...
No, there was another one, no?
לא, אני אקרא לך.
Rabbi, 60 years ago, boys learning in yeshiva in the heat. They're learning in yeshiva. Today, a guy can't be in yeshiva without air conditioning. So is it changed because of the mindset?
Is it good or bad?
No, I'm not suggesting it. I just want to know, does it change because the mindset says I can't stand the heat?
Yeah.
Or, so, but in this case, they couldn't stand
Since every-
physically? Or was it their mind couldn't get them to want to stand?
I grew up, forget the fact my parents didn't have a lot of money, but this is the summer, finished.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Before we had air
Years
conditioned
later,
cars,
No, he's right.
we keep the windows open. Today, you don't have AC in the car, it's all over.
Too hot,
no,
I can't.
it's
can't
over,
take
it's
it.
over, it's for 5 minutes.
So I just want to know, is it a mindset? Is it, or, you
It's
know,
it's
your
mindset
mindset says, I
combination.
have to stand no matter what.
Combination.
I read a good story.
In
You know
today's
that if you are in Tel Aviv or Bnei Brak, near the ocean, it's very humid in Bnei Brak.
Sure.
Yeah.
This story goes back בערך 80 years. Two guys are learning Yeshivat Ponevezh, one of these, 95 degrees and 90% humidity. They couldn't learn. So one says to the other one, we cannot learn, let's go to the Chazon Ish.
What do you think?
They can, no, but not anyway. It's obvious, it's there. They come in, he didn't notice Bechlal that they're there. They come in, finally he says, okay. The only question we have
What's
is,
the question?
how can you learn? No.
The Chazon Ish.
Because the guy that asked it became a very special guy later. He says to him, I don't feel the heat.
It's the same.
I feel the heat when I open the book. 5 minutes later, I don't feel
In
anything.
another world, transported to another world.
If you're watching a good ball game and you're into it, you wouldn't feel if it's cold or hot because your mind is completely. That's what I'm at. So the question of a mindset or not is why we got used to it.
I understand that. So that's a human frailty or whatever, is human nature, if you want to call it.
The other
Rabbi Prague, many years ago when my father was alive, I used to say, I don't want to go to shul on Motzei Shabbat for Mariv because I don't feel well. He said, no problem. Let me ask you the following question. If there was a Yankee game right now, would you be, and you had to go, would you be still not feeling well? Use that as a judgment. Hot, cold. No.
That's what I ask is the mindset.
I didn't have air conditioning in my car. Did I not use my car? Come on.
approximately this is, I guess, how many years ago? Over 40 years ago, I came Shabbat morning from Shul Bemet, one of these summer hot days.
Yeah.
And I see a man in the lobby. I lived in an apartment building on the 6th floor. I have to go up now, six flights. I see a man that says, you live here? Yes. I'm from the Census Bureau. Can you answer me for a few questions? I said, of course. But it's so hard. Take the elevator to the 6th floor. I have to go up. Come to my house. I have an air conditioner. Never forget what he told me. I was unemployed 6 months. Today is the first day I work. Please, I don't care if I sweat or not. I have to feel that I'm working. America used to have people,
No voice.
I go it, אבל אני אומר לו, here, I'm just taking, I'll meet you upstairs. He says, do me a favor. I enjoy every second. I told him it's boiling. He said, עשה לה רושם גדול מאוד. But no, this is your point of the baseball. Go back to קריאת התורה, then we'll go to the Megillah, I mean. Go back to קריאת התורה, if you remember where we started. Go back to Rambam, ספר אהבה, הלכות תפילה, yes? You'll see how the Rambam ממש, כן?
Even in school, 20 years ago, you could have an hour class and have everyone all distracted. Today, you can't have 45 minutes without trying to break it up where kids have better attention span.
There isn't any it's 46 minutes straight out. You have to tell you the story or joke or whatever. You can't. No, but everyone agrees this is the iPhone. The iPhone is destroyed.
Attention span.
And my attention span forever. Look at Perek Yud a second.
You did.
Perek Yud. פרק י"ב מהלכות תפילה. הלכה י"א, we saw before, let's see. Okay, fine, תשמע. Okay, this is ההלכות המתורגמן. Go to the 5th line. ואין התורגמן נשען מתורגמן, מה זה קורה? לא לעמוד ולא לקורה, אלא עומד באימה או ביראה. This is the key. This is a פרק י"ב הלכה י"א. The Rambam is telling us that the position that we have when we read the Torah has to be באימה, an inner state of awe and kavod. So leaning even for the מתרגם.
That's not right.
If we look in Mishnah Berurah, the halacha is you get Aliyah, David. Sometimes, Baruch Hashem, I have to call this young relative. In my shul, sometimes you have people that come here. The Baal Koreh is here.
While they're up at that.
You cannot, when you get an Aliyah, you must be standing. You cannot lean. Unless the guy is handicapped.
So I was going to ask you actually, if a person is old or frail and he cannot, should he not get an aliyah or should he?
Theoretically, they should not get an aliyah. In reality, how can you not call it?
Right?
Look, Chacham Ovadia has a church. Maran says, don't call to the Torah blind. Don't call him, you cannot look in.
Unless he's a Levi.
This is Maran.
A person confined to a wheelchair.
Chacham Ovadia, a wheelchair is much easier because wheelchair, you can just hold it around like this. There are ways to.
So we have elderly people that are community leaders, and they have a your site. They come to the Tivan. Sometimes the son helps them come to the Tivan, and they're leaning. You can't help it. So is one of those better
You
not?
can see it every community. Chas v'shalom. I'm asking you to provide man Shulchan Aruch said, don't call him up. What are you calling him up? You can say
Yeah, but
bracha
it's
over
not
there.
seeing and leaning equivalent.
No, blind man is.
Blind man, the
Hold on,
man, I mean, what are you?
Blind man can't read it. You're supposed to read the Devar Koreh, right? But if it's just I can't.
Answer is the Bar Koreh is motzim, the Bar Koreh, whatever you want to say.
You can find it now.
You cannot do it. It's kafah. But you see, this is the key is Ela Omed Be'ima or Be'ira. Everything goes back now. Everything goes back now. Can you imagine there was a time for approximately 100 years that anyone had a relationship with his wife couldn't learn Torah the next day and what do you want from me? No, but there's a Tosafot, the Kara Tosafot אומרים. It's to create a certain level of change because it's impossible. Gemara says because it's impossible.
But it didn't start out that way. That was a takana though, originally.
Takanat is Ra.
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, the Rambam talks about it. Yeah. Shulchan Aruch talks about it. There is a reason why Hasidim go to the mikveh every day. They go to the mikveh as a statement to themselves. Before you go to pray, purify yourself. Every shul by Hasidim today is a mikveh inside. But for men only. All the Hasidim. I prayed yesterday, I got up early, I went to sleep very early. So, Kimat, every guy that came to Batikim, I saw his hair is wet. How is it? You go to the Mikveh. For us, this, that, how is it? Go to the Megillah a minute. Tomorrow we'll go into the Megillah. David came to the Megillah and see, came with the paper, but unfortunately, I just want you to read you take this.
We having class tomorrow also?
Yeah. Larry, go to Sefer HaChinuch. מצווה קל"ג. ישר מדיינים. Look on top, קל"ג. Many years ago, if you remember, we used to have a shul. And we had Chinuch, and this is why we have few, but only 3, yeah. באמת, you can learn in 10 years. Minchad Chinuch is Sefer HaChinuch, explains the details of the mitzvah and the logic of the mitzvah. Minchad Chinuch wrote commentary on the end. Look at mitzvah קל"ג, Larry, חינוך קל"ג. תשמע דבר מעניין מאוד. So normally I rush, but I learn every Sunday, Larry's son, when I get home, 10:45, his son is running to the shelter. אפשר להאמין, אנחנו יושבים פה עם הקופי, לא, באמת, שלא לכבות אש מעל המזבח. Okay, מה פירוש?
I'm not sure how this relates.
There is a mitzvah in the Torah to make sure the fire on the mizbeach burns 24/7. And every day, you have to bring 2 logs of wood to the mizbeach. Listen carefully. Turn the page, Eli. I'm looking every year to a new question. Purim or Pesach, whatever. What's the logic of this? תשמע מה שהוא אומר פה. Look at Kuf Lamed Bet, look at the previous page. ואל יקשה עליך לאמור, he's asking a question. Why do I need the mitzvah to bring fire all the time? Of course you need a fire because you need a korbanot. No, he says, you never see a good picture of the mizbeach. There were 3 fires in the mizbeach. One was just for the korbanot, one was just for this mitzvah. We have fire on the mizbeach all the time. כי מלבד אש הצריך לקורבן, היו בוערים אש במזבח למצווה זו. What is the point of this mitzvah? You see משורשי המצווה. I was thinking once maybe you should learn a year only ספר החינוך, משורשי המצווה. משורשי המצווה, כי ניסים גדולים, listen carefully, Larry, you have it?
Which halacha? I mean, which mitzvah?
I wrongly said before, קוף למד גימל.
Kuf
חינוך,
Gimel?
קוף למד ב', 132.
Okay. I'll find it.
This is really a book you should have without a computer.
אף על פי שיש יורד משמיים מצווה על הפירות.
This is the point he's going to say now. You have Sefer HaChinuch. Which edition?
I just have to get the one with 132. I have to go upstairs. Okay.
Oh, never sees that. I came to visit him. I said, take me to the library first. Today's the official yourself.
Yeah, it's got it's so big. He's got one of those ladders I saw. Why?
But he says most of the books are his son.
Yeah.
So when you have letters, just to put a cheder מלא זה, he ran upstairs because he didn't have אבל זה יפה. He owns the townhouse. Look a second, קוף למד ב'. משורשי המצווה, אלא יעבד.
Okay, is that in the first
third
section?
Look a second. Every time in this edition, שורשי.
The third section.
You're right there, you're there.
Yeah, it's so sorry.
David. משורשי המצווה, Paul, can you get it? חינוך, קוף למד ב'.
What's the short? Where is this from? The Sefer HaChinuch. From
אף אחד לא יודע.
Nobody knows who the author is.
But everyone knows it's approximately 600 to 700 years ago. Many people assume the author is the Rabbeinu Aaron HaLevi. And he writes it in the note, and I wrote it for my son that every week, when he reads the parasha, he should have a summary. You realize, in the older times, this is how I used to teach halacha. You read the pasuk in Chumash, כשאתה לראות על ידיך. What? How? Who is writing? And you listen. ידוע הדבר בינינו ואצל כל חכם, כי ניסים גדולים, אשר יעשה הקל על בני האדם בטובו הגדול, לעולם יעשם דרך סתר. Every great miracles are done in a hidden way. ונראים העניינים קצת, and they look like, כאילו, הטבע, like it's part of nature. או, וקרוב לטבע, כי גם בנס קריעת ים סוף, שהיה נס מפורסם, כתוב, ויולך השם את הים ברוח קדימה עשה כל הלילה. וישם את הים לחרבה. As a bystander, you can say the reason why the water split, הוא אומר את זה, people think that this was invented 300 years ago by the משכילים. If you look, huge wind, והמשכילים יבינו כי עניין סתר זה, why is it done this way? למעלת האדון, מעלת האדון, the greatness of Hashem, ושפלות המקבל. Okay. So basically, if you go in Tanakh, we spoke once, we saw this. How old was the mother of Moshe when she gave birth? This is based on text, not 130. How old was Sarah? 90. Torah makes such a big deal about Sarah. The Ramban says exactly this point. This is called the Destiny Star. According to the Ramban, only if a prophet comes in advance and tells you this is going to happen, this is when the Torah makes a big deal because this is obvious to everyone. Otherwise, everyone can say whatever he wants. ומזה העניין, ציוונו להעביר אש במזבח. אף על פי ששם יורד אש מן השמיים, יקרוא את הגמרא in יומא. The first day that we read yesterday, the Mishkan was inaugurated.
Where did the fire come from? Where did it come from?
It says yesterday in the text. כדי להסתיר הנס, but Hashem wants us to hide, to conceal the ness. לפי הדומה שהאש היורדת לא הייתה נראית, no one saw it. מן הטעם שאמרנו, it says the only time in Tanakh that you saw the fire coming, יום השמיני, on the 8th day, ויהי ביום השמיני, okay, ותרד אש, everyone saw it, ושל גדעון, okay, fine. So listen carefully, Sammy, what is he telling us?
Why are they bringing
He's
the
telling
additional
us
wood?
that Hashem is trying to conceal. How come by Hanukkah and Purim we do whatever we can to publicize this? He's telling us basically that the Torah doesn't make a big deal. Torah is trying to hide.
But here we're trying to hide the nest by putting the wood on the mizbeach.
We're bringing the extra
The
wood.
fire is coming directly.
No,
from-
but they say, why is the Torah telling me and you to bring every
Right,
day
to-
2 logs of wood?
to hide the
To
nest.
hide the nest.
Yeah.
So the idea is to hide. Here we are in Hanukkah. We light the windows
Yeah, what's the
outside,
difference?
and on Purim, you do whatever you can to... זו שאלה, זו קושיה חזקה מאוד. תשמע, זו שאלה רצינית מאוד. תמיד סבי, יש פה משהו, זו שאלה מעניינת מאוד. Only if we understand really what is, if you have to teach a small class or you have guests, mother and guests, what's the message of Purim? I couldn't find it in the Rambam, but tomorrow I have it. According to the Rambam, according to the Rambam, ככה לשון הרמב"ם, I mean, it's not the first thing I see, להודיע לכל שאמת מה שכתוב בתורה, כי מי גוי גדול אשר לא אלוהים קרובים אליו, כאשר היינו בכל קוראינו אליו. הרמב"ם בספר המצוות הקצר, I looked in the morning when I didn't have enough time, ככה הוא אומר, the Rambam is asking, what is the message of Purim? אז הוא אומר להודיע שאמת מה שכתוב בתורה, כי מי גוי גדול אשר לא אלוהים קרובים אליו, there isn't a nation that has a God. Now the Maharal in 2 or 3 places says that the main success that Mordechai and Esther had was because of Tefillah. It's the only time in Tanakh Esther says to Mordechai, close, לך כנוס את כל היהודים, וצומו עליי, ואל תאכלו ואל תשתו 3 ימים. Yes? It says the Maharal, the fact that we all came together, fasting, the power of Tefillah is, so the answer to the question is, Emet, the regular nest should be concealed. But here we are celebrating to learn. If you come in some Hasidic places in Purim, forget the fact that everyone is to rest like Shabbat, but the Tefillah is much longer. This is the day to pray. I mean, Baruch Hashem, it's in
Which
2
day?
days.
Purim?
Purim, yeah, Tefillot.
Yeah?
Yeah. If you come to certain places, you'll see kids that are drunk, but they pray mincha 7 to 8 to 12 minutes. You can see it. The kid is but this is, again, the question is, the idea is always to conceal, to hide the nest. The answer is, but the message here is
the prayer.
Is the prayer.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll spend more
But Purim
time.
is actually the opposite. The nest is already
That's what I'm
hidden.
saying.
The nest is already hidden. We're actually doing that. We're publicizing a nest. There is no nest. If you go through the thing,
Tomorrow.
there's no nest.
They're like tomorrow we are
treat it as an act. I'm not
tomorrow we are going to go through the Megillah with your question. Yes. Here is saying, if you look at the Megillah, En Shama Nisim, it's a story of 9 years.
It's
But then-
already a hidden nest.
We have to do this pasuk more carefully. כי עניין סתר זה למעלת האדון, ושפלות המקבר. מה זה?
אנחנו מקבלים.
אבל
לא. מה שהוא מתכוון, אני אתן לך דוגמה, זה רק דוגמה, באמת. The father-in-law of my son, my second son, unfortunately, died Shabbat morning yesterday. We drove to Lakewood and the burial was at night. Yeah, Lakewood. No, but the reason is, he started in Lakewood in the 50s. They felt that the Levaya has to be in the yeshiva, but they were not going to cancel it. So last night, very few, they made the Levaya in the yeshiva. It was very moving. I mean, this is where he was raised. Yeah. So I'm telling the Rashi Yeshivot, remember him as when you come for a funeral, yes, told my wife, the bottom line, Sammy, what you heard in the funeral, this is what you are. You know what I mean? Sure. I don't know עכשיו when rabbis have to every
Embellish, no
word they
embellishment.
said and they didn't praise him.
No embellishment.
This is a man that learned to continue. He started in 1986 in Russia. He was one of the first ones to do open seminars, you know. a month in the summer, you used to learn 2, 3 hours. That's I said, now I'm talking about myself. I figured this morning, my shachrit has to be a different shachrit. No. Okay, so, more or less the same shachrit that you're finding. זה נקרא לשפלות המקבל. How long, Sam? How long is the impact of an S for keeping us going? תחשוב רגע באמת. Every miracle that you, באמת, we are sincere people, yes? I'm standing there, my grandchildren are there, hundreds of people, and you hear he is a man, yes? Everyone told him, go be a lawyer. He's a brilliant man. But he says, no, I see that no one cares about Russian. This is in the 80s, yes? This is before the Iron Curtain fell, yes? Every year he went to Russia and that. And thousands, but hundreds of families, Russians, that became Shomrei Shabbat because of him. No, I'm telling you about myself.
Yeah, so it's simple.
I came home, I went to sleep at 2:15. I told my wife, I'm sitting to Melabe Malka, what do you eat now? I can't go to funeral, I wouldn't.
Yeah, they weren't in the right mindset.
התשובה היא, he's asking good question, זה נקרא לשפלות המקבל. But miracles are like a lightning in the forest. For a moment, you see the direction. A moment later, you have to now use it in your brain to guide you. This is it. He's saying, the Sefer HaChinuch is saying, Hashem cannot shower us with miracles because
You have to see it.
you get immune to it.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah,
immune.
because watered down.
Well,
in a
Dor
way.
HaMidbar is
Because
the
watered
perfect,
down.
Exactly what Yelai is saying.
Every day?
yeah.
לא זאת אומרת, או שזה נשאר שם.
Every day.
כן, אבל
Also, did the
פשטות בגמרא זה every day.
also the smoke went up in a straight line. It
Right,
didn't spread
right,
out.
right.
It went straight every day. They saw it.
Shema
It became
Hashem,
natural.
רבי
Came down from which
הגליל זה מזבח החיצון, מהחיצון.
I saw that the spirit of
חיצון, בטח. Here, Rabbi Galinsky
There's
told
one
me,
on the floor, right?
after
It
the
had-
60,
one was on the floor,
yeah.
not the.
לא מכוסה. Rabbi Galinsky told me, Sam, after the 67 war, he was invited to address a regiment of tanks. I mean, so he looks like a rabbi. I mean, he's a very sharp man. Anyway, he knew that they were going to ask him interesting, difficult questions. The minute they gave him the microphone, he said to him, look, in the time of Rabbi Akiva Eiger, this is a famous story, the Baal Koreh became a little not religious, the Baal Tokeh became not religious, and basically they pushed him out of his job. The guy had strong connections with the governor. Said, I have the job 25 years, they pushed me out. He calls the rabbi says to him, which day is a greater day, Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur?
Which day is what?
איזה יום יותר אצל היהודים?
For you.
The guy knew Kippur.
It's okay.
No, he's the good. The governor is asking the governor. Says everyone was Kippur. Says, listen, but the end of Kippur, we blow the shofars. This man, we just gave him promotion. Instead of blowing on Rosh Hashanah, we promoted him to blow the end of Kippur. The guy says, makes sense? He calls the Baal Tokeh says, but here I blow 100. And here I blow only one. He says, you have the shofar, you can blow 1,000. Blow as much as you want. And the rabbi says to them, before you are the microphone is by me, I blow it my way. Anyway, in the middle of his speech, he says to me, Aluf Mishneh, this is a brigadier general, says to him, Rabbi, do you believe in God? He says to him, I'm a rabbi. This is my job. The guy says to him, I don't believe in him, I saw it. I believe him. He says, come to me after your speech to my office. I'm not kosher, but a cup of tea you can drink by me. He told me stories that my hair stood up. Because Makara, the question is, okay, few thousands became more religious after October, okay, here, this war. But the point is, you cannot, a miracle is like a lightning. It has to do with us. The teacher of my kids in the 8th grade, unfortunately, his son basically died from overdose of drugs. The day of the funeral here, the father took all the friends on drugs, and he says, come with me for the funeral to the bed.
Show them the body.
He opened the casket, and he says, look here, you know where he's here? I can imagine, this is 18, 19. How many of them came out? I never got to ask him. But the idea, of course, was, look.
Maybe one or two. Maybe one or two.
If it's one or two, it's a rebel
Okay.
gadol, but I'm saying, how come not a dozen?
Unfortunately.
The answer is we're human.
Where's out?
What?
Where's off? 1 or 2 days.
Where's off? So
So you
America is the same. The idea of life is to take any this type of an experience and to put it practically into your grandson spoke in seminar. He says that when everyone in Flatbush was schooling the casket of Rabbi Raya Rabbi Shalom, and I saw he was standing there shaking. So I came to him and I said to him, listen, everyone feels like that. The question is, how is tomorrow? Take
Yes.
something small upon yourself.
He told me to speak outside. Yesterday.
All the kids told me that they were really
Impacted.
It was nice.
no, but you understand, he got the point. Each one of us, I mean, it happens many times in life. If you make bombastic decisions, בעברית אומרים חלף עם הרוח.
That's with everything in life.
This is the point. Okay,
That's why New Year's resolutions, most of them go unfulfilled.
right. Anyone that comes, Rabbi Brevda says it in his books, says, I came to the Stapler as a young man with a list of New Year resolutions. He took a pen and right away 3/4, he says, forget about it. This one, take half. This one, quarter. Told him, Rabbi, Tishmali. Half a year later, he says, I realized he was right. And out of excitement, we like always to. Tomorrow we'll do the Megillah inside.
Even more Danny in the morning. It technically means a lot, right? But let's say, boom.
Have a nice day. But Max is okay. Max, I mean, when he shmat
Yeah, it's okay, but I just read now that 3 American soldiers were just killed.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's hard to see what they're saying. Someone, I don't know. But meanwhile,
one of the
9 young people were killed in Beit Shemesh this morning.
Hashem Yishmor, a guy dressed, a family of 5, right?
They didn't say the family. They just there's a lot of people are missing, and the sirens are attacking in northern Israel. The sirens are going off. You got to sit a minute today and say something, Hilim, or something.
On the shelter.
On the shelter.
Yeah, hit a shelter.
אמרו לי 5.
And 3.
No, it's Kvar Tesha.
עכשיו,
Shem Yirachem.
3 American soldiers have been